Let's turn to Gordon Macintyre-Kemp, who's the founder and chief executive of Business for Scotland, which campaigns for independence, in our Glasgow studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Choreographed or not is the question, really, isn't it? I mean, do you accept what the boss of Aegon was saying, that they've had no contact from anyone? This is a set of business decisions and business announcements that they feel they have to make.
Well, individuals themselves may not have had any contact, but there's definitely a theme running through this. I mean, we've heard it all before. In the annual reports, a lot of these businesses said that if there was uncertainty, then it would make a difference. However, if there is uncertainty, just as Kamal was just saying, there will be market forces in play. And I understand that Morrison's and Tesco are refusing to sign this retailer's letter. And we've had Tesco say that price rises are entirely speculative. And I think that's what we're hearing here, is something that's entirely speculative, because there will be negotiations and prices could actually go down in Scotland after independence if the circumstances are right as well.
Yes, the point is that prices might be different. That's the point, isn't it? And that you would accept.
It might rain more as well.
No, come on. On the subject of prices in supermarkets, everyone knows if it is a separate country, then companies will have to take different decisions about how they price things. They might go up, they might go down. We could argue about that. They could be different.
Totally and utterly accept that as an independent Scotland, prices may be different. I cannot see necessarily why they would necessarily go up. Now, anybody who goes shopping in the UK can see that over the last couple of years, price rises have been incredible. About 3.9%, I believe, is the rate of food inflation. In Norway, a small independent country, it's been 2.3%. In Sweden, 1.6%. In Denmark,
well, there might have been higher already, though.
There's 0.1% fall. But the point is, the trend is that being part of the UK hasn't actually protected us from food and price inflation at all. But if you really want to know what could really make a big difference to prices going up, and that's if we were to vote no, and then from the pressure of UKIP and the Conservative move towards leaving Europe, that could be disastrous for living standards.
What about uncertainty?
And that would be after a no vote. And so there's more uncertainty with a no vote.
Well, uncertainty that the President of the CBI, among others, Sir Mike Rake, among others, and Sir Mike Rake's talked to the FT this morning. An indulgent aspiration, he says. We need economic growth. We don't want, not only in Scotland, he makes an interesting point. He says what the wider business of getting Europe to focus on growth is going to be damaged by a yes vote. And it is true, isn't it? You will not know what your currency arrangements are for some time to come. Specifically, you won't know whether you're joining the euro or not.
Well, absolutely will not be joining the euro. It's not even possible for an independent Scotland to join the euro. You need to have your own currency.
You'd have to join the euro as a result of joining the EU,
Will you let me answer the
wouldn't
question?
you?
I can tell you, no, absolutely not. That is a complete falsehood, I'm afraid, that is perpetrated by the No campaign. If you want to join the euro, you have to have your own currency. You have to link your own currency to the exchange rate mechanism too for 2 whole years. And you have to meet the joining criteria. And you can decide not to join by having a referendum, as many, many countries like Denmark have done. There is absolutely no truth in that at all.
Just on that point, sorry to interrupt you. Just on that point, it's terribly important. You're saying that Scotland would have the same rights not to join the euro as Britain has, as Denmark has, whereas a lot of people believe that they won't, and that actually the process of rejoining Europe would involve a promise eventually to join the euro. It's such an important point.
What I'm saying to you here is that Scotland does not qualify to join the euro because we don't actually have our own currency. So it would actually be a process of about 3 or 4 years to join the euro at least. If Scotland actually...
Well, there's the uncertainty.
Well, I think there's actually a great deal of certainty that there will be a currency union, an official currency union with the rest of the UK, because the rest of the UK sells, and a lot of this is to do with supermarkets actually, about £5 billion worth of goods and services to Scotland every single month. That hundreds of thousands of jobs in England alone depend on that trade.
Just a final point.
And if we have a different currency, then those jobs will be under threat.
OK. On what Adrian Grace was telling us about having to register in London, and he gave the reasons why his business might have to do that. But he also suggested that the regulatory bodies might ask some jobs to come south as well, some of the kind of guts of the company. It is fair, isn't it, if a company currently in Edinburgh registers in London, it's only reasonable that they bring some jobs and some of the heart of the company with them. It'd be unfair to ask the people of England to kind of back up a financial company, but not have any of the benefits of having it.
There's two issues there. One is that there will be an 18-month transition period, there will be clarity during that period, sensible negotiations to keep the successful trading union. We have a failed political union, we're moving away from that, but we'll maintain our successful trading union with the rest of the UK and with the rest of Europe. And we'll be able to sort things out within that 18-month period. And I don't believe there will actually be a requirement for anyone, banks or anyone else, to register elsewhere, because there will be a currency union. You see, the thing is here, what we're trying to do is we're actually looking for independence to give us the full powers to make Scotland's economy thrive. And that will allow us to make business more efficient, to create jobs. And just like in other smaller independent European countries, food prices may fall, but we'll actually be able to make the decisions that will let Scotland's economy grow significantly faster, create jobs and make the cost of living and the standard of living higher in Scotland if we make decisions for ourselves.
Gordon Macintyre-Kemp, thank you very much.